Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another Spurs in the Saddle. It is the start of the new Premier League season, obviously. The WSL started last weekend. I actually watched a game on horseback, so, you know, Spurs in the Saddle continuing. It sadly wasn't the kind of game I wanted to do a review on, because that game, nah, leave it. Go to my Insta if you want a review. Actually, on Twitter, I gave a little bit of a review in someone's comment. But anyway, we're talking about the Premier League and the men's team. And it's weird that we're not going. Not quite how I imagined the start of a league campaign going. It's very odd. We're playing against Everton, but it doesn't really matter at this rate, really, because there's no such thing as home advantage, away advantage, whatever. We had a very weird and short pre-season. I felt like the actual coronavirus lockdown break was longer than the actual break in between the seasons, which is good because it's nice to have football back. But it meant that by the time the players went on holiday and then they came back and they had the quarantine and then international duties and all that, it's just they couldn't really get into the groove of things. I don't think we saw any of the preferred starting 11, or if we did, then they were just incredibly rusty. And I think that's the key here. And I think Everton are also going to be incredibly rusty because, I mean, they've bought a lot of players and they'll probably want to integrate them. We've bought a couple, namely Doherty. I'm very excited about him. I'm also, it's interesting that we've signed Hart. It's nice to have a backup keeper. It'd be interesting what he can bring to the team. But yeah, Doherty I'm very keen on. And Højbjerg is a very good signing as well, so that'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see, but we still need a backup striker for Harry because the games are going to be very frequent, and there's no way he's going to manage that without an injury because pretty much he always gets injured. So that's the case there. But what else was I going to say? The defence looks alright. Hugo at the back and then the back four with Højbjerg in the middle, that's good. But I think if Lo Celso's nowhere to be seen, then I don't really know where our creativity is going to come from. We obviously have the likes of Sonny and Lucas available, and other supporting players, but not the same without Lo Celso, I must say. So we'll see. And Dombele, I don't even know what's going on with him. If he's around, then he's incredibly unfit, and if he's not around, then why hasn't he just left? Anyway, that's a whole other situation. And then Winks is also nowhere to be seen, but rest all right. Have any of you started watching the sorry, I need to duck against branches, away from branches, the documentary? Because I must say, I think it's fun. I was meant to be in it, but sadly I got cut. They asked me to record some footage of match reactions after the break, but unfortunately they did end up using a lot of that footage, not just mine, others as well. So but we'll see. But it still was quite nice to be asked. And then yeah, I think it's a great insight. I think it's really changed my view on Mourinho because it seems like he's saying the right things. It's just it took some time for the players to adjust to it. It's nice to see that kind of insight. I feel sorry for them because it seems invasive, but as a fan I'm really enjoying it. I think the production's brilliant. Tom Hardy's narrating it, so it can't be anything bad with that. So yeah, but going back to the game, prediction wise, I'm going to say 1-0. I think 1-0 is the most realistic option because I think both teams are going to be rusty. I think they're both going to struggle to gel immediately. I think that's going to be true for the Premier League in general. I think every team is going to struggle with after the international break or international games and then coronavirus and all these sort of things. I think that's going to be a struggle for us all. So I don't expect beautiful football. I don't expect flashiness. But what I do want to see is a continued form with the way we ended last season, because towards the end there, following the derby, we seem to find a form, we seem to find a style of Mourinho that could work with Spurs because there was some forwardness there. I don't expect that necessarily now, as I mentioned earlier, but I do want to see some of that organisation and an idea and a game plan and be able to execute that. So yeah, we'll see, it'll be interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you for hopefully a positive review. If there's no review, then you'll know why. Anyway, talk to you in a bit. Come on, you Spurs.